This is a tutorial on summation notation. Often, mathematical formulas require the addition of many variables. Summation or sigma notation is a convenient and simple form of shorthand used to give a concise expression for a sum of the values of a variable. Let x sub 1, x sub 2, x sub 3, and so on denote a set of n numbers. X sub 1 is the first number in the set. The summation sign appears as the symbol sigma, which is the Greek uppercase letter S. The summation sign instructs us to sum the elements of a sequence. A typical element of the sequence which is being summed appears to the right of the summation sign. The variable of summation is the variable which is being summed. The variable of summation is represented by an index, which is placed beneath the summation sign. The index is often represented by I. The index appears as the expression I is equal to 1 on the screen. The index assumes values starting with the value on the right-hand side of the equation and ending with a value above the summation sign. Let's have a few examples. This expression means sum the values of x, starting at x sub 1 and ending with x sub 10. Meaning, x sub 1 plus x sub 2 plus x sub 3, and so on until you reach x sub 10. Let us try our hand at problems with data given. In the table, I is equal to 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is because, in the summation equation, I is equal to 1 and our upper limit is 4. So we consider numbers from 1 to 4. X sub I is the equation being followed, since it is the equation that appears on the right side of the summation symbol. So the equation goes as follows: x sub 1 plus x sub 2 plus x sub 3 plus x sub 4. In other words, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. We get 10. Last example before you become a pro. Here, the equation that we are to follow is 2n plus 1. And again, our index is represented by the variable n, and it is equal to 1, and our upper limit is 4. Therefore, we have the equation 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9, which gives us 24. Alright, let's try our hand at using Excel for summation notation. So here we're given a table of values, and we're going to be using these values to solve our 3 problems. So this row is for I, this one's for x sub I, and this row is for y sub I. And here are a few notes just to help us along the way. So for number 1, our lower limit is 1, and our upper limit is 5. And our typical element is x sub I. So we're basically going to get the summation of these values, the values of x sub I. So how do we do that? Equals sum, open parenthesis, and you just highlight these values. Excel will take care of that. You just have to type in close parenthesis and press enter. And that is our answer for number 1. And for number 2, we have to multiply the values of x sub I by y sub I. So I'm going to make a row here just for an easier solving process. So I'm basically going to multiply these values. So how do we do that? Product of this, comma, this, close parenthesis, and enter. And we're just going to be dragging this box just so that it will be the same for the other values. And we're basically going to get the sum of those values. So sum, and then highlight these values and press enter. So 67 is our answer for number 2. For number 3, it's a different process because we have to get the values of x sub I, or the summation rather of x sub I, the values of x sub I, and the summation of the values of y sub I. So first of all, we have to do the process that we did in number 1. So we're going to get the sum of these values, close parenthesis, and enter. And then we're going to get the sum of the values of y sub I. So again, sum, and highlight these values, and close parenthesis, enter. So we're going to get the product of these two values because of the equation. We're just following the equation. So basically the product of this and this is 300, and that is our answer.
Now you are the master of summation notation. Thank you for listening and for watching.